Previously on episode 1.
Probably saw my first piston when I was maybe 12 years old. I started racing when I was 10. I remember my dad showing me how to basically rebuild a top end on a two-stroke when I was probably in my early teens. The decision was made on 11, 12, 13 because I remember the day so vividly, and that was the day that I made the decision to do it.
As the sun rises, Lyndon limbers up for another day on the tools. But before work commences, he's keen to show us his favourite tool.
My favourite tool? Oh yeah, this is a really special tool. Wait one moment. This is my favourite tool. This is a snap-on tech wrench. So it ranges from like 5 Newton meters right up to about 130 Newton meters. It's a 3/8 drive ratchet, and it's basically an electronic torque wrench. And I was given this by a very good friend when I lived in the US, who knew that I loved to work on bikes, so he gave me this tool. And to be honest, it's become my best friend because it's eliminated all the inaccurate torque devices that I've had over the years, and it basically rolls all 3 of them, quarter drive, 3/8 drive, half-inch drive, into one.
As we follow Lyndon's story, footage will be returned from around the world to Adventure Spec HQ and given to filmmaking guru Mikey Lonsdale, whose job it will be to produce Races to Places. Races to Places is an opportunity for Lyndon to indulge in his favourite pastime, racing motorcycles, and also fulfill his dreams of riding around the world.
Yeah, I think the cultures for me is going to be a real experience. I love working in different places. I've worked and lived in different places all over the world, and this is just another extension of that, where I think I've probably visited, I don't know, 10 or 12 countries in my life. That's all going to change on this trip.
Numerous parts of Basel are still neatly placed on Lyndon's workshop floor, indicating a full day of work ahead. Shortly before Lyndon stopped for the night, Basel was at a halfway house with his build. His engine was fitted to his frame, swing arm locked in place, and his nervous system was in position, ready to deliver commands.
Basel bike. Yeah, the story behind that. My grandfather passed away a short number of years ago, and his name was Basil. And just recently, I had his private registration number on my car, and I decided that I would transfer that onto the bike and basically name the bike after my late grandfather. And I thought it had quite a nice ring to it, Basel bike. So yeah, the bike's called Basel, and hopefully that'll stay with it forever now.
It's not long before Lyndon is focused and back on with the build. Fuel tanks have also been an important decision, taking into account mileage range and weight.
Yeah, so 3 fuel tanks, 2 front, 1 either side. They're known as saddle tanks, and the idea of those is to keep the weight low down. So they're 9 litres each, so there's 18 at the front, and then from the centre line back is 1 big plastic fuel tank under the seat, which again is 18 litres, so we've got 36 litres for total fuel. I'm estimating the range of a tank riding average, you know, sort of sometimes giving it a little bit, sometimes just taking it steady, to be about 400 miles.
Lyndon has carefully researched his choice of wheel build, choosing rims and hubs that give both performance and durability. Whilst off-road riding or racing, Lyndon will use Golden Tyre 723 rally tyres, but will swap to Golden Tyre 201s for road riding between events.
I've chosen wheels from the United States from a company called Woody's Wheelworks. Reason for that is that I've used them for many, many years and never ever experienced any problems. So they've got heavy duty billet hubs, they've got heavy duty spokes and nipples. I use the A60 rims, which are super strong. Yes, they're a little bit heavier, but they're just, you know, they can take a big hit, and to be honest, I'm not going to have anybody there with a spare wheel, so it's important just to have the best wheels I can possibly get. The problem is the 690 Rally battery box compartment is much larger than the 450 Rally. So trying to cram everything from the 690 Rally into the 450 battery compartment is not the easiest job. So there is no battery box to fit between the rear fuel tank and the airbox on a 690 with a 450 Rally rear fuel tank on.
As the build finish line is in sight, Lyndon fits the nav tower with its ancillaries. It has been a full RPM, low hours of sleep bike build, but with the leave date only a few weeks away, Lyndon had no choice but to go hard or go home. Finally, Basil speaks with a deep, authoritative voice.
How happy on a scale of 1 to 10?
Pretty happy. How many hours is that?
He'll require some refinements over the next week, but it's definitely another big job ticked off Lyndon's long list. Next time on Races to Places, Basil stretches his legs on fresh tarmac for the first time.